Hello and welcome back to the final Claremont history video on public health. I hope you enjoyed last time's one, which even included what Victorian children looked like on my teeth. We are back at Claremont, we're almost seeing it. You might sometimes walk through the playground at Claremont and think, my goodness, what a lot of litter, it's smelly, it's awful, and you'd be right. But the truth is that actually Victorian London was worse. By the mid-1800s, it was particularly smelly to be near the Thames. It was basically the Claremont playground of the period, by which I mean it had lots of rubbish in it, but actually it was worse. It had human and animal feces in it and runoff from factories like waste and chemicals. And that didn't put off the people of London, if you can believe it. They used the water to cook and to wash their clothes. So London itself stank, but so did the Londoners themselves. The people of Britain knew that cholera was linked to dirty water, but carried on using it all the time. Things came to a head in the summer of 1858. There was a heat wave, and that made the Thames particularly smelly. As ever, it takes something bad to happen to create change, and also for our political leaders to notice. The House of Commons is next to the River Thames, and the MPs noticed the terrible smell. They asked to meet elsewhere, but they also wanted to try and create change. And the man to create that change was called Joseph Basel Jett, who mainly, despite his unpronounceable surname, we want to talk about because of his incredible facial hair. Okay, not just the facial hair, although he's seriously outdoing mine. Basel Jett was not just a random man. He was a man who was very well prepared for the task. He prepared plans for a sewage system in Britain 3 years earlier, and that would pick up waste from homes before it went into the Thames. He built an incredible pumping station, which would pump out sewage only at high tide and then was immediately carried out. This is Basel Jett's incredible pumping complex. He didn't just build pumps, he had to make it look brilliant as well. MPs were so well aware of the smell, they gave him £3 million to sort out the problem. That's the equivalent of about £1 billion today. He built 83 miles of sewers, which removed 420 million gallons of sewage every day. That tells you the extent of the problem. By 1866, the sewers were complete, and since then, London has been cholera-free. What a surprise. This led to lots of public health improvements, which saved lives, and the government started to really take an interest in making sure people live safely and healthily. But clearly not enough, as we saw with the Boer War video, which obviously took place after the time period we're talking. They didn't just dream up that public health had to be improved. Actually, it had been an issue for some time, and the satirists of the period were very keen on making cartoons highlighting the issue, as you can see here. We're back with Basel Jett, though, because we can also say that because of his work, some key laws were created. For example, ones that made sure homeowners ensured their properties were in safe working order, and if they didn't, then the council could demolish them, and especially if they were slums, although they didn't. They appointed a medical officer for each local council to keep an eye on the public health. Sewers had to be covered and in good condition, who'd thought. Fresh water had to be available, rubbish collected, and street lighting provided. There were even now standards about food and medicine qualities. Yes, we were finally heading towards what we have today. A really interesting side effect of it was that political parties started to promise improving conditions in towns. This is because they wanted the votes of a particular group of people, the working class, and they were becoming more enfranchised, as in having the ability to vote at the time. It worked. In 1874, Benjamin Disraeli, the leader of the Conservative Party, won the election, promising huge improvements to public health, and that was partially down to the working class vote. Without their votes, it probably would have taken a lot longer for all of this to happen. So next time you're standing here looking at seagulls swooping at the litter on the floor and feeling sad about the general state of Claremont's playground, I'm with you on that, by the way, you can reflect that yes, it is bad, but it could be a heck of a lot worse. So see you next time. Send suggestions for what you'd like to see on the Instagram page. And until then, goodbye.